the gambler. We've all heard the stories. The guy who walks into a casino with a paycheck and walks out with nothing but a free drink voucher and a story about almost winning. First up, the gambler. But this isn't just about slot machines and blackjack tables. This is the person who treats the stock market like a roulette wheel, who buys options expiring in 2 hours, who chases crypto pumps on Twitter, and who throws money at meme coins because it's going to the moon. Their portfolio doesn't slowly decline. It crashes like a meteor. They have a brokerage app on their phone that they refresh obsessively. Green numbers give them a dopamine hit. Red numbers send them into a panic spiral. And when they lose, they don't walk away. They double down, then triple down, convinced that the next trade will recover everything. The visual is a messy desk littered with empty energy drink cans, a laptop glowing with red charts, a crumpled lottery ticket, and a phone with a dozen trading notifications. They believe in luck more than logic, and luck is a fickle, expensive mistress. The Lifestyle Inflater. You know this person. They get a promotion and immediately upgrade their car, their apartment, their wardrobe, and their dinner habits. The Lifestyle Inflater doesn't lose money in a single dramatic crash. They bleed it slowly, drip by drip, on things that scream status but deliver zero return. Their salary goes up, but their savings stay flat or even shrink. They lease a BMW they can't afford, buy designer sneakers that cost a month's rent, dine out 5 nights a week, and book luxury vacations on credit. They are the perfect customer for every subscription service, every premium tier, every marketing campaign that whispers, "You deserve it." The visual is a walk-in closet bursting with clothes still sporting tags, a garage with a shiny car they're underwater on, a fridge full of organic produce that spoils before they eat it, and a credit card statement with only minimum payments highlighted in red. They are living a millionaire lifestyle on a middle-class income. And eventually the music stops and they're left with a garage full of stuff and an empty bank account. The bad investor. This is the cousin of the gambler, but with a slightly better vocabulary and a lot more confidence. The bad investor reads a headline, watches a YouTube guru with a flashy thumbnail, or hears a hot tip at a barbecue, and immediately throws their life savings into whatever is skyrocketing right now. They bought Bitcoin at $69,000, they bought GameStop at the peak, they invested in that electric vehicle startup that couldn't possibly fail. They don't do due diligence. They do vibes and momentum. They confuse a bull market with their own genius, and when the inevitable crash comes, they panic sell at the absolute bottom, locking in losses. Then they watch helplessly as the asset recovers a year later, but by then they've already moved on to the next disaster. The visual is a cluttered home office with 3 monitors, a stack of Investing for Dummies books gathering dust, a brokerage account showing a sea of red numbers, and a stress ball squeezed into a sad, deflated shape. They are always chasing the next big thing, but they never catch it. They just catch the falling knife. The divorcee. Money doesn't just disappear. It gets ripped in half by lawyers, judges, and court fees. The divorcee is someone who built a solid nest egg, maybe even reached a net worth of $500,000, but then their marriage goes south. Suddenly, they are paying for 2 households, 2 lawyers billing by the hour, and a mountain of court filings. Their assets get split, their retirement account gets halved, they lose the house they worked so hard for, and they're stuck paying alimony and child support for years. It's not just the financial loss. It's the emotional drain that leads to even worse decisions. Quitting jobs, moving across the country, spending thousands on therapy and distractions to numb the pain. The visual is a stack of legal documents stacked a foot high, a gavel, a torn wedding photo, 2 sets of house keys, and a calculator showing half of everything with a big red circle around it. Divorce is expensive because it's worth it, but it can also be financially catastrophic, leaving you with nothing but regret and a monthly obligation. The medical debtor. In many places, a single ambulance ride can cost you a used car, and a week in the hospital can cost you a house. The medical debtor is a hard-working person, even insured, but they get hit with a chronic illness, a sudden accident, or a cancer diagnosis that no one saw coming. Copays, deductibles, out-of-network charges, experimental treatments, and prescription drugs pile up faster than they can count. They drain their savings, max out their credit cards, borrow from family, and still fall short. They might even declare bankruptcy, not because they were irresponsible, but because they had the audacity to get sick in a system that treats health as a luxury. The visual is a sterile hospital bed with an IV drip, a stack of itemized bills that could wallpaper an entire room, a pill bottle with a scary name, and a worried face staring at a smartphone with a payment reminder that feels like a death sentence. This is one of the cruelest ways to lose everything, through no fault of your own, just bad luck in a broken system. The business failure. Not every startup goes viral, and not every restaurant becomes the next local hotspot. The business failure is the person who quits their stable day job to pursue their passion: a food truck, a boutique, a tech app, a craft brewery. They pour their entire life savings, plus loans from friends and family, into inventory, rent, staff salaries, and aggressive marketing. But they misread the market. Their costs balloon, and their customers never show up in the numbers they projected. They keep funding the venture with credit cards and personal guarantees, hoping for a turnaround that never comes. Eventually, they have to lay off employees, close the doors, and sell off equipment for pennies on the dollar. The visual is an empty storefront with a dusty, closed sign, a pile of unsold merchandise gathering cobwebs, a stack of unpaid supplier invoices, and a laptop with a half-finished business plan that now feels like a cruel joke. They had the vision, they just didn't have the traction, and the bank account paid the price. The scam victim. This one hurts to watch because it could happen to anyone. The scam victim gets a call from the IRS threatening arrest, or a romance scammer on a dating app who weaves a beautiful web of lies, or a phishing email that looks exactly like their bank's login page. They are smart, kind, and trusting. They just want to help or protect themselves. They hand over their personal information, wire money to a relative in trouble, or invest in a guaranteed return scheme that doesn't exist. By the time they realize, the money is gone and the scammer has vanished into the digital ether. They are left with shame, guilt, and an empty bank account, often too embarrassed to even report it. The visual is a ringing phone with an unknown number, a glowing screen with a fake bank portal, a torn check, a passport, and a stack of cash with a red scam stamp across it. They didn't lose money because they were greedy. They lost it because they believed in the goodness of strangers, and that trust was exploited. The lawsuit loser. Sometimes the biggest threat isn't the market or a bad investment. It's a disgruntled neighbor, a business partner who turns sour, or a customer who slips on your sidewalk. The lawsuit loser gets sued for negligence, breach of contract, or even a frivolous personal injury claim. They fight it, hire expensive lawyers, and spend months or years in legal limbo. Legal fees pile up into the tens of thousands, and even if they win the case, the legal costs have already bankrupted them. If they lose, they have to pay a massive settlement that wipes out their savings, their home equity, and often their future earnings. The visual is a courtroom with wooden benches, a stack of legal briefs tied with red tape, a gavel coming down, a check being signed away with a trembling hand, and a stressed person in a suit clutching their head in despair. They didn't do anything malicious. They just got caught in the crossfire of the legal system, where the only real winners are the lawyers. So there you have it. 8 ways people lose it all, from bad bets to broken bodies to broken trust. The common thread? Most of these are avoidable with a little caution, a little education, and a lot of self-awareness. Money isn't just about earning it, it's about protecting it from the traps we've just walked through. If this video saves you from even one of these nightmares, it was worth every second. Hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to guard your wallet like your life depends on it.